Hello, everyone. With us today, we have Laurie Williams. Laurie, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Hello, I'm Laurie Williams, as Carla said. I'm an energy healer. I am a psychic medium, and I'm an animal communicator and a spiritual teacher. That's pretty much all of it in a nutshell.
Okay. Can you tell us about mediumship? I know that you have a lot of clients that come to you for mediumship and just tell us about it and kind of what people get out of it and what it is.
Mediumship is essentially it's being my ability to be able to talk to people that I've crossed on. It's the non-people me my ability to connect with people in the non-physical world. So we as human beings are in the physical world. People obviously that have passed on are in the non-physical, but they're still very closely connected with us. So my ability to connect with them allows for people who have lost loved ones to kind of have that last, we all wish for that last 5 minutes, like, just give me 5 more minutes to have some a communication with them, or to ask them a question, or to see if they're proud of me. That's a lot of what people want to know. Like, are they proud of me? Were they happy with the decisions that I've made and stuff like that? Uh, there is an intense amount of healing in being able to talk to the loved ones that we've lost, especially I find like the ones that we've lost instantly, like through accident, suicide, things like that. It tends to be a lot more profound because the people that are left behind are still they go into a shock phase, right? So they never had a chance to say goodbye. They never had a chance to have any kind of closure. So uh, that's where the intense healing comes from, is being able to give them that closure and be able to give them that sense that they haven't been left behind.
Right. That's really an amazing gift to get to share with everybody. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And can you tell me a little bit about your hybrid that's your card reading and your energy reading and
Okay.
what that entails?
So the best way to explain that is I have they're separate services. So I have a 9 card energy reading, or sorry, 9 card oracle card reading. And I have an energy reading. So an energy reading is where I connect to the soul aspect of the person. And then the 9 card energy reading, or I keep calling it energy reading, 9 card oracle reading is where I, as an oracle, I can connect to people's spirit teams. So this is like their guides, their angels, their archangels, things like that. Um, the people, or not people, but the higher energies that are surrounding each of us that support us on our path, our journey through life. And so I can connect with the spirit team and get personalized messages. And I use the cards as a tool in order to be able to do that. It's just more of a visual tool for the client. So how I explain the hybrid of the card reading with the energy reading is that your soul knows what you're here to accomplish, and your guidance team knows how you're going to get that accomplished. So your guidance know how to get you there, but your soul knows what you're here to accomplish. So to bring the two of them together has been extremely powerful, because you get a lot more in depth, like a bigger overall picture of the where you're supposed to be going in life. A lot of people tend to reach out to me and want this kind of a service when they're not sure about, they have maybe 3 or 4 different options of what they should do in life, and they're not really feeling which direction they should go in, or they're just feeling completely stuck and have no clue what they're here for, what their life is supposed to be, like what are their next steps. They're just kind of stuck and stagnant in their current life. So those are typically the people that want that kind of a service, is to just help to give them a little bit more guidance with the in-depth clarity. And it's a lot of fun with the cards being the tool as well.
Yeah. And you have a wide variety of different services besides those two. What are some of the other things that you have to offer that people could come to you for?
So honestly, I have about 15 now. I do forget a lot of them. As far as readings and things go, I do uh, what is it called, or past life reading. I
Mhm.
have a or an aura reading, where I actually like read the colors of your aura and what those colors specifically mean for you. In the healing categories, I actually offer a free healing to all first time distance healing clients. And I use cosmic light energy healing, soul frequency healing, and quantum energy healing. Those three are my own healing modalities that were downloaded directly to me. The only other people that know them in the world are people I've taught those healing modalities to, and it's pretty intense healing. I now have another healing that is crystal healing that is really effective as well. And I love teaching people on crystal healing as well. Not quantum, sorry. The healing journey is another one. And I actually just had a new one come through, a new healing come through about a month ago now. And it's called timeline healing. So it's literally like healing your current reality in order to release your current reality to step into the next highest version of yourself that you want to be. One other reading I just wanted to mention too is animal communication reading, whether the animal is passed on or is still currently here. Um, that's another really popular service that I have as well. That's a few of them, but I do honestly, the rest of them are kind of slipping my mind right now.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of
Well,
them.
right. And I can tell everyone that her timeline healings are phenomenal and life-changing. So anybody that, you know, Laurie has some really incredible gifts and she's really wonderful. When people want to reach out for the animal communication, what kinds of things is that? So you said passed on
Mhm.
and also current.
Yes. So like typically for passed on, obviously, I mean they like just want to they've missed their dog or their cat or their pet squirrel or whatever,
Right.
and they just want to have communication. Very typical, like if the humans, a lot of the that have passed on, the mediumship reading is very similar to that. But for animals that are still in the physical form, ironically, the clientele that I get is people that are into either more of a holistic way of healing their animals, and they want to know what's going on with their animals.
Yeah.
So I will do a full read on the animal first, and then we can obviously like set up the healing afterwards. Or I've had quite a few clients who have spent thousands and thousands of dollars at the vet trying to diagnose an issue with their pets, and it's been unsuccessful. So they'll come to me. Part of my ability with my healing ability is um, I'm a medical intuitive, so I can kind of like see inside the body, whether it's an animal or human. This is
Right.
part of my healing ability.
Yeah.
And people call me the human MRI because
Mhm.
I can see stuff that modern technology doesn't even pick up on. Um, and it's pretty incredible. Like I can't obviously diagnose anything. I'm not a doctor,
Right.
but I can let them know and give them a very clear, very precise area of like, okay, it's kidneys or it's this part or it could be arthritis, whatever it is. Then they can go back and tell the vet directly what I said, and then they're able to pinpoint the actual issue.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How wonderful for people. I mean, so that they're not like guessing. That's amazing.
It's really cool. I actually, if I can just tell you a really quick
Oh,
story,
of course.
I had a client that I met at a show once. This was recently, within like the last maybe 3 months. And the reason that she reached out to me was because of my animal communication abilities. And she had spent over $10,000 on her cat to try to find out what was wrong with him. He was getting elderly and she knew like he was moving slowly because of that, but she just like instinctively she knew that there was something else wrong with him. And so we set up a free healing where I did the scan on him and everything like that. And I wasn't reading him; I was just doing a free healing because my free healing is for animals or people. So I did we set up a free healing session, and he showed me very clearly that he had some sort of an issue with his kidneys. That it wasn't actually like the kidneys; there's more like the tubes going from the kidneys to the bladder. That they were just very inflamed, and it was quite painful for him.
Oh, yeah.
So when she took him back to the vet after spending all this money to try to find out what was going on, they ended up doing an ultrasound on him, and they found that he had like crystals or something that were like blocking that was causing this. And so they put him on medication and he was still not 100%. So then she brought him back to me and she's like, hey, like, can we do more healing on him? And so I went in, she ended up doing 2 sessions with me. And within those 2 sessions, he was perfectly fine again. The medicine that they put him on, I guess it wasn't the right medicine for him, or it didn't clear it up completely. So rather than spending more money on medicine, she wanted to try my healing first. Yeah, and so we had 1 session per week. So within 2 weeks, in 2 sessions, he was perfectly fine. And I haven't heard from her in 3 months. So he's obviously still doing very well.
Wow. Wow. And
Mhm.
after spending all that money, it really like it took your gifts to like see what's going on. And yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Wow.
and I mean, I don't promote that I'm better than modern medicine.
Right.
It's actually very interesting how well modern medicine and my gifts work well together. It's
Right.
quite magical to see that happen.
Right.
Um, yeah, I've been doing this for 9 years, a little over 9 years now. So I have a lot of stories, a lot of success stories of miracles. Literally miracles happen every day,
Right.
and it's been amazing to be able to watch it.
Wow. Everyone's so fortunate that has come into contact with you. That's really incredible. Can you tell me about the crystal healing?
So the crystal healing was actually one of my first gifts to come through. All of my gifts were downloaded to me, or so crystal healing was actually uh, taught to me through animal communication of a horse talking to me. That same horse also taught me that I could communicate with animals.
Right.
Obviously scared the crap out of me, but it was one of
I'm
my
sure.
first gifts that ever came through. And it's just always going to be a special place in my heart because that horse had a special place in my heart. He was a little miniature horse. Um, and it took a year and a half for him to teach me everything that I know about crystal healing. And to this day, with all the people that I have taught crystal healing to, um, we never guarantee healing, but I do guarantee pain management. And there's this 100% success rate with either healing or, at the very least, pain management. It's absolutely incredible. I still use crystal healing a lot of the times on myself, on my kids. My kids will ask me, like, I mean, I have over 300 different crystals in my office, and my kids will ask me, hey mom, like, what's good for a headache, or mom, I bumped my head, is there a crystal for that? So they'll just come into my office, and they have grown up pretty much around crystals, so they know which ones are which, and they'll just grab it. And I've taught them how to work the crystal and everything like that. So I mean, you can work crystals, or let the crystal energy work on you just by placing the crystals on you or carrying them in your pockets or close to where the injury area is. But they work better if you know how to work them. And that's what the crystal healing is all about, is like being able to work the crystal in order to clear the energy, the stagnant energy, and then also to bring positive energy back in, and which stimulates the body to heal itself.
Right. And as your free gift that you're offering everybody, you're offering a crystal healing, how to do it.
Introductory course, yes.
Yeah.
Introductory of, like, basically it's what it teaches you is the very foundation of crystal healing is learning how to heal yourself. Every healer has to heal themselves before they can
Yes.
heal others.
Yes.
And so in this free course, I teach how to heal your own chakras. Your chakras are your 7 main energy centers in the body. And honestly, if those 7 main energy centers in your body aren't balanced and healed, healing isn't going, it's not impossible. It's going to be a little bit more difficult though, especially like physical ailments, right?
Right.
Yeah, even emotional too, because it governs emotional, mental, physical, all the things. But so it does help if you know how to balance your own chakras. You can open your own chakras. You understand that, like, just by literally letting the energy of the crystals go into those energy centers, um, it has a huge impact on your life. It's absolutely incredible. I had over 100 people sign up when I offered that free course, because people know what crystal healing is all about, especially like my followers, the people that have been in my community for the last 9 years.
Right.
They've either experienced it for themselves or seen it firsthand through following me. So It was amazing to be able to share that with people, and I want to share that with as many people as I possibly can, because everybody needs to know at least the basics of crystal healing. And then I do have a course that is a 12-week course. It's like the big course. It teaches everything I know about crystal healing. But this free beginner one is my freebie that I want to offer to everyone.
Thank you for offering that to all of us. And is there anything that you would say to everybody would be something that they could focus on if they're just starting their healing journey? What would be something they could focus on or do, or something that they could think about?
I love this question because, and I share this often, is how I can teach people. It took me 6 years to learn. I can teach it in like 6 sessions with people, like literally in 6 weeks. Probably not even take that long. So I often think about, like, if I was to start over again, what would I do different? I would have done all the things different because I had to fail. Like, all the stuff was just coming to me. I wasn't working with anybody. I didn't know I could work with somebody. The downloads just started coming in and I had to deal with it. Uh, and ultimately, I think the most powerful thing that I could share with anybody that's just starting out is to stop taking responsibility for stuff that isn't your responsibility. And I use the word responsibility instead of fault because, I mean, we can sit and talk all day long about whose fault is, to me, it doesn't matter. Fault doesn't matter, but
Right.
responsibility does. Responsibility can empower you. But unfortunately, we take responsibility for things that are not ours. So if you were to even make a list of all the things, like between you and one other person,
Mm-hmm.
and you were to make a list of all the things that is somebody's responsibility, um, essentially, how you know if it's your responsibility or not is if you could now or ever you've had the control to be able to stop it from happening or change it. If you could never stop it or change it, why are you holding on to it? It's not yours. It goes to that other person. It's, a lot of, especially when it's a trauma that's happened to us, something that we're not responsible for, but we were on the receiving end of it. We hold on to things like, especially like guilt and shame, like really heavy emotions
Right.
that it's not ours to hold on to. And one thing I wish I would have learned this very early on. It probably took me a good, probably about 5 years to learn this, is that I was trying to heal stuff that was never mine. And you will never heal stuff that's not yours.
Right,
You can't.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
cannot heal it if it's not yours. You just have to let it go. You have to put it on them and just let it be. Like, let that be okay. You can only heal what is your responsibility. And I think, I mean, it's just so empowering to actually know what is your responsibility, because then that gives you a very clear roadmap of what it is that you have the power to change.
Right.
Right. So I think that's probably the best advice that I could give if you're just starting out, is be very clear on what's yours, of what to own and what not to own.
Okay. That's amazing. How could somebody who wanted to work with you get a hold of you? What's the best way to get in contact with you to work with you?
So probably my either on Facebook. I'm Laurie the psychic healer on all of my social medias. So Facebook is facebook.com/Laurie the psychic healer. I'm on Facebook mostly, but I'm also on Instagram. I'm on TikTok as well. I'm on YouTube, and I also have a website. My website is probably the best place because it does have links to all of my social medias other than TikTok. Actually, I don't think it has Instagram either, but it'll get you to Facebook. And it also will go to my calendar through that as well. And that's www.lauriethepsychichealer.com. So that's probably the best way to get a hold of me, or email is lauriethepsychichealer@gmail.com. Those would probably be the two best ways to get a hold of me.
Okay. And Laurie spelled Laurie.
Yeah.
Just to make sure somebody that's looking for Laurie spells it right.
And psychic is Psychic. A lot of people don't know how to spell psychic, so I had to actually learn. I'm like, I could do it long before I could spell it.
That's
So yeah,
wonderful.
it's easiest way to find me. It's Laurie the
Okay.
psychic healer across the board.
Wow. Perfect. Thank you for everything that you've shared with us today, and thank you for your gift that you're giving everyone. And
Well, thank you for having me.
yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Um, and anybody has any questions, Lori just gave you a way to get a hold of her. And feel free to reach out to either one of us.
I can talk about this stuff all day long. Like this is my jam. Like
Yeah.
this trying to get me to shut up about it. That's the problem.
Yeah, me too. Is there any last words you want to say before we go?
No, I just want to thank you for putting this offer in front of me and allowing me to try to make an impact on people that I may not typically have the ability to have an impact on.
Yeah,
So I really appreciate that. I want to
yeah.
thank you for that opportunity.
Of course, you have some really wonderful and beautiful gifts, and I feel honored to get to share that with others. So
Thank you.
thank you.